Right guys, so we're doing a Nissan Note 2009 rear wheel bearing. Absolutely shot. The other side was shot, we've done that already. This side is actually okay, but I'm going to renew it anyway because it'd probably go in pairs, you know. So if that one's away, this will not be too long away. So what we're going to do first, obviously we've got the car jacked up, and for safety we've got an axle stand in there. We've obviously took the wheel off. What we're going to do now is we're going to remove this wheel cap just here. Get the cap off. See it going. Just be persistent, guys. Sometimes it's a bit of quite a tight seal. This is to stop any water getting in into the bearings, into the nuts. Just using a wee chisel. You could use a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver or something like that to get this thing off. And just takes a wee bit of time, that's all. Okay, caps off. You'll get a new one, should get a new one with a new bearing kit. Okay, so caps off, we'll just pop it, just save it in case, and then we'll get this nut off. Should have a new nut as well, and there should be a circlip in there as well. Right guys, so 30mm socket for this nut. I'm just going to put it on this impact gun. You can take it off on the impact gun, but do not put it on with the impact gun. You want to be torquing this down properly to 175 Newton meters, which I'm told is 125 foot-pounds. So we'll just take this one off. One, you should have a new nut, but save it just in case. In fact, what you should be doing really is checking your kit. Check that everything's there in the kit. Obviously the rear, the brake's off, the handbrake is off, so you can just be able to take this off, carefully take that off, and if there's any garbage inside here, any dust, anything like that, then you can take that off. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the bench, and then we're going to take this other thing up. Now this ring just here is actually for the ABS, so what you need to do really to not damage it, we're going to take it off, and when we get to the garage I'm going to show you just how we just get it off with a wee chisel or flathead screwdriver. Right guys, so like I said, we've got a kit here. We've got the little end plate there, the sealing cap, we've got the bearing, we've got the nut and it, which has nylon locking thread on it, just there, nylon locking washer. And we've also got the C-clip, which is there. Okay, so we'll pop them in there for now. Just keep it out of any dirt, and you don't hear any gritting here. What we're going to do is we've got this ABS sensor, which we're going to take off. So we just pop that one off just to stop it from getting any kind of damage. We'll give it a little clean up as well. Just give that a wee clean up as well. And then we're going to go over to the press in a minute. Keep that safe. To the press in a minute. What we will do is we'll take the little circle off the other side. I've got actually quite a lot of grease in it. Just kind of clean that up. Probably see that just there. Bit of circlip pliers here. So there's two little holes there, if you can see, and we've got this C-clip just here. Now, sometimes they're quite tight, so sometimes if they won't come out like that, what I like to do is just carefully give them a little tap. So I'll put the, just give these things just a little tap, just so it splays it out a little bit, and then we'll see what we can do. Get this off. Watch it, guys, because these things can and do fly, and you don't want one of these in your eye. Okay, this is coming out now. Just steady. That's it. Careful you don't get a whack in the eye with that. So that's the old C-clip there. We'll put it there. We'll save it just in case we've got a new one, as I say. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the press, and the way these push out is the going that way and the push out that way. So I'm going to go to our press. We've got a press over here. You can use the bearing kit if you want, but we've got a press, so we're going to use the press. So we're going to push this one out kind of like that. Okay, what we're going to do is probably put this over, no, we'll put this over here like that, and then we'll put we'll rig up something to press that out with. Just go with a press. Now guys, so we've got this on the press. Like I said, we've got this cup here just over, because it's going to push this out and it's going to drop inside this cup just there. We've got the press set up, and we've got I think this 32mm socket, a little bit more. I've actually got a 36, but that's too big. A 34 would have been too big for the inside. You can use the old bearing, by the way, if you wanted, but we're going to put a socket on there. This thing's knackered anyway, and then we'll see if we can push this out. I'll just put this down. Hopefully this will go down far enough. If not, we shall have to adjust. Anyway, make sure it goes right in there, like that. Okay, and then we'll put some pressure on. See whether or not this is going to go. The old 12-ton press has done the job, and we'll keep going until the thing drops inside. Okay, right guys. Alright. So, what we need to do now is just take that off, and you'll see that the old bearings drop right inside there. Okay, now what we're going to do is get rid of that one. We're going to give this a wee bit of a clean up here. Okay, right guys, so we've given this a little clean up inside. Make sure that this where the circlip goes is clean as well. No grit or anything inside there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pop a little bit of grease inside there just to make it a little bit easier to slip in and out eventually when we need to replace it again. Just some of that inside there. Right, so it went out that way. Obviously it's going to go in that way. So what we're going to do first, we've got the press set up again. We're going to put this piece here just to cover that. You can see that that doesn't go right inside, so it won't hold the bearing off. Put that there, and it's fine. Then we shall get the bearing. Yeah, so we've got the new bearing, and we're going to just drop that inside there like that. That'll go down so far, and then we need to press it the rest of the way. This 36mm socket is very good for just the right size, but like I say, you could actually put the other bearing on top, put a plate over it, and you could push it in like that. Okay, so we shall get the press set up. Get the press set up nicely here. Okay, you can see it going already. So we'll press it in, obviously, until you can feel the weight come on, and that will say that it's gone right up to the housing on the other side, to the lip. So push that in, and I can feel the weight come on there, so just a little bit more, and that should be in enough. Let the weight off there. Okay, turn it back up, and a wee look. So we'll have a wee look inside. Now you'll see that lip there, where the C circlip is going to go, that's nicely, it's right up to that. So what we're going to do now, put the circlip in, and don't forget to do that, guys, just to make sure that everything is safe. Right guys, so we've got the circlip just here, circlip pliers. These are not, been a little bit thicker on the end bits, would have been nice. So I'm just going to push that in there, and then we'll carefully try and get that inside. Sometimes takes a wee bit of doing. Just watch out that we don't, that's it. So that's kind of inside there. What I'm going to do is use a chisel and just try and push it, or a flathead screwdriver. Try and push it the rest of the way if we can. And you'll see that clip right into there like that. What I like to do, just be careful you don't damage your bearing, but what I like to do is put it in the end of the where the little hole is, and just give it a little tap just to make sure that it's really nicely seated in there, which it is. So that's all that's fine. So that's that. I'm just going to put a wee bit of grease inside, but what we're going to do first, remember we were talking about the ABS ring, sensor ring. Okay, so we just put that in there carefully. Just be careful with it. Just be careful with this, guys. sure that's, you'll see the wee lip there, and you'll see where it should push to. So really careful with that sensor, just a little tap there. And we should get a little drop of grease in there, and then we'll go and pop it on the car. Right guys, so I actually put a bit of copper grease on there. These better greases than copper, but it just happens that I've got a lot of copper grease on this face as well. Ceramic grease is the best. Now it's a step up from copper grease. However, like I say, I've got quite a few tins of copper grease, so we're just going to put this back on. Definitely get that slipped on like that. Okay. Now, so we've got as new nuts from the kit as well. We've made sure that the circlip's in there, and we're just going to put as new nut on there with a new nylon lock thread on there. Turn that up to that. And like I said, 175 Newton meters, 125 foot-pounds, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so not far away. You'll feel the weight come on, guys, like now. Till this clicks. Okay. Try that again. Okay, so that's now up to 175 Newton meters. Don't over tighten it, guys, because the bearing has a set torque. You don't want to crush the bearing in. So you just like to put a little bit of grease in here and just around this lip here, because this lip and this cap here is the thing that stops the water from getting in and doing damage to the bearing. So it's a wee bit on there. These things fly all over the place, so you just got to be persistent at putting this on and just tap it inside. Watch this doesn't fly at it yet. Okay. So carefully does it. That's in there nicely. That's in there nicely. That's all sealed up nicely. Okay. You could have adjusted the brake shoes if you'd have wanted to. This is okay on this one, so I'm not going to do that. But you can actually get to the wee brake, the thing that sprays the brakes out in through the little hole there. You just turn it, then you could click it with a flathead screwdriver to adjust it if you want to. Like I said, that's absolutely fine. That's on. We're just going to get the wheel on now, and that'll be it. That'll be job done. Copper grease on there, like I said. Ceramic grease is even better. Right guys, so anyway, thanks for watching, and subscribe if you like, or just use it for your own ends. Just make sure that you doing the job correctly. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time. Bye.